Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and I still haven't decided on which level to start with, so I'm going to make a snap executive decision literally right now. We're going to head to Icy Peak because the music is drummers and just generally a good time. Did I mention this is Spyro Year of the Dragon? I am the hexagon that tessellates in multitudes, and prepare yourself for an accent of some flavour.
I was supposed to meet Doug to go ice fishing today, but Rhinox have blocked the path with ice, so I can't get through. I've been trying to clear the way with this cannon, but it doesn't even shoot straight. I haven't been able to hit a dang thing all morning.
It's like a weird combination of, like, stereotypical, like, Alaska, Canada, with a bit of Irish in there, like... Maybe I'm missing something by just not being a friend of America, i.e. I don't live and have never been. I'm not alive, I've never been alive, and that's my entire story. But, so yeah, this is Icy Peak. The gimmicks here are ice, and babies. Well, by babies I mean cannons. So the cannons do shoot straight, they're just, they aim a bit higher than you think. Also, shoot the birds. You must shoot the birds. You must shoot the birds. Even if it takes 50 years to aim at them. I forget why, it's just a thing that you need to do. It can be done. I know it can be done. It's a necessary thing to... There we go. And then the gems just sort of spiral towards us. Because otherwise they would fall off a cliff and die, because the birds tend to exist in places that you can only hit with cannons. There you go. You just spam the cannons, you'll be fine. Also, destroy the ice sculptures to reveal whirlwinds, and obviously destroy the ice walls so that you can proceed through the level, which I don't remember if I've done that yet. Also, this platform reminds me of a thing that will appear later in the game. So there you go. Also, either do or don't, it's up to you, get too attached to, see, don't think I didn't notice that gem. The characters who live in Icy Peak, because once you complete this level, they just vanish. They leave and they never come back, and there are quite a few levels like that, funnily enough. Also, pay attention to the noise that those enemies make when you charge them, because if you charge them and they fall off a cliff after dying, they make an extra bonus noise as they fall. And, as far as I can infer, it is necessary to destroy all of the TNT as well, for purposes. Also, these guys, they vary in easiness to hit, and okay, that was questionable floof. I am the infinite questionable floof, as it happens. Also, the fodder in this level reminds me of Daffy Duck. Maybe that's just me and obsessing over everything. It's just, well, they are a duck of similar palate. Now, take note of this room. You see there's like a big-ass crack in the floor, and like underneath, if we... Can we look? We can look. There are gems down there, and as a child, I thought, well, clearly I need to head bash that bit of ice, and so I can get at what's underneath. And then I tried it, and I had no luck, and it was just not forthcoming, and I thought, oh, well, maybe that's just a reflection then. As it turns out, though, there is a ledge up there that you're supposed to, like, fly down and head bash from. But the thing is, if you do it just right, and I usually do it from this side, so that's why that didn't go quite as planned, but if you glide and just do it exactly right, you could just head bash there and then. And this isn't Banjo-Kazooie, there is no penalty for going under really cold ice, presumably because Spyro, being a dragon, is resistant to temperatures of assorted types. Like, how much would it suck to be a dragon that's, like, allergic to fire? Which is clearly relevant here, but, like, if he's... Also, the camera can get stuck under the ice, which is fun. Like, if he's sensitive to cold, clearly that means he's sensitive to hot as well. And those explosions do damage, like, they do persist. So if you walk into that corona for as long as it exists, you will take damage, so have a care. I'm just playing slightly carelessly today, just because it's a careless kind of day. It's a careless day in the neighborhood. There's a friend. There you go. Like, if the game knows that it's about, like, the enemy's about to fall off a cliff, then they'll play the bonus dying noise. Can you burn, please? I don't know if we've seen any of these in this game so far, but look, we have rockets! They do that cartoony thing of just flimbling around like a deflating balloon. I did wonder just then if any of the gems were going to fall off the cliff, but they did not. Alas, I will have to make the effort of going over there in person. Swing your axe, sir. By the way, there is an E in the word axe. Fight me, America. I will fight 20 years of pancake dust. Can we just unpack that statement for a moment? 20 years of what even is pancake dust, and how do you measure it in years? Huh. Also, there's that. Oh, bird. Bird. Must destroy the bird. I feel as though we should be able to get up to there now, but maybe not. I'll have to... like, maybe it's glide from where that egg is. Anyway, don't miss this chamber up here. I sort of didn't give it any fanfare whatsoever when I was blowing it open, but blow up that section of wall, otherwise you will miss some gem friends. As opposed to gem enemies, or Gemini. Clearly, Gemini. This is Zodiac and Eurovision 2003, and the United Kingdom continues to apologise for Gemini's wrongdoing. I mean, yes, it was a problem with the in-ear pieces. We still haven't let that go. It's done more damage to the reputation of the contest in the UK than it did for the UK's reputation elsewhere. Can you just not with your ice armour? Well, it's not really ice armour, is it? It's just regular armour used in an icy environment. And in case it wasn't obvious, the explosions do harm the enemies as well, and there we go, there's that step of platforms up there. We need to make an big Steppy. Ugh. Box was chasing me like some sort of ominous bloog of TNT. Yes, we must make an big Steppy over here, and that's how we get to that previous egg that we saw, and then from there we can chain our jumps on non-moving platforms. This bit reminds me of Icy Peak, and that's probably exactly the idea. We get this egg, we move over to the whirlwind over yonder. Maynard, that reminds me of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise dragon, yeah. And then he fell asleep. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, mayonnaise is a soporific. I don't know if I can make that jump. Like, you would, like, that... You can, if you're really skilled, do like a charge jump, which gets you extra height, but that's not, like, it's never required in the game, and it's kind of a speedrunning tactic, which, for all I've shown so far, I'm not a speedrunner of this game, and I never will be. I just know there are a couple of tricks that you can use to exploit the game, and I have never really been able to do the charge jump. I know it can be done. It's sort of Spyro's answer to the Crash Bandicoot slide spin, which that gets you more horizontality. Spyro gets you more verticality if you do a glitchy jump, and I don't really know what the finesse of it is, so it's not really a skill within my repertoire, which, yes, I had to say strangely. Not even for, like, I'm not even going to pretend that was an attempt at a French accent, so I'm going to just settle for strangely, because as a Brit I can confirm that France is strange, and I can say that with impunity because I have French heritage, so shut up, France, I'm going to insult you, and you can't tell me not to bake. Infinite bakery. That was my one concern with this level. Killing these birds, will it be boring to watch? Evidently not, because it didn't take as long as I thought it might. Is this going to be how we get to the other bit? Because this is a level of many platformeries. And yet, we're nowhere near it. Huh, I may have to do some figuring out of things. Maybe I do just need to do a fancy jump from the and big Steppy, which I'm just going to use that to refer to that from now on, because, let's face it, you'll know what I'm referring to. But before we get to that, we have other frogs of level to attend to. There's money bags over there, and the thing that's behind that door, which I believe you can glitch behind, but I'm not familiar with the ins and outs of that. That's a thing you can do. People hate that mission, and I don't recall ever having trouble with it. This is how we get to over there. Like, we're just blatantly ignoring the end of the level at this point, just so I can shoot some birds. Like space vultures made of coldy freeze. Because, you know, in the words of Tumblr, what's colder than coldy freeze? Really cold! And then the word okay 21 times in a row. I believe I see I thought I saw a red gem in that cave down there, but apparently not. Now, the fact that I'm getting over here rather easily bothers me somewhat, because this looks like the way to get to that... Yeah, this is how you get to that ledge I was pointing out before, but as a child, I don't remember if I ever found this, which is bizarre, because why would I not? It's so easy to get to. But this is something that I do love about Spyro games, that there are, like... We're in an entirely optional bit of the level, but we've seen it alluded to by the level geometry thus far. And it feels so secret and satisfying to get to this secret, satisfying extra bit by just doing a little bit of exploring. And yeah, as a grown-ass man, as a nearly 22-year-old, it's not difficult to woo your way over here. But as a child, it'd be so satisfying to figure out, oh, that's how I get to over here. Also, we have 45 eggs. We are overachieving as fuck. I will meet you back in that chamber towards the end. And we're here, and since we're here, we may as well talk to the other friend who will also disappear from this level forever once we're done.
I put up ice blocks this morning so Bab wouldn't beat me to the ice fishing hole. If you want to try out the hole, you can borrow this fishing lure I've been using.
Is this really what life is like in Alaska, wherever else this is based on? Because this is based on places. Chet, do not cry. Thank you for obeying my advice.
Oh, by the way, feel free to use our gondola whenever you want.
See, also, want. Okay. This is something I've alluded to. Well, I talked about it in the Spyro Patreon video, but this level's equivalent to being able to, like, once you get to the end of a level, you'll have this back cut that once you get to the end, you can get back to the beginning. You can get to the end from the beginning really easily once you're done once. So, whenever we return to here, we can just take the gondola straight up to the top, should we so desire. Now, there's a challenge in here that I rather enjoy, and I'm not quite sure how to show this off. Right, okay. See that red egg thief there? What you can do is climb up, like I will show later, you can climb up the track, glide down to where that thief is, and just kill him with like a flame attack, because he can't run anywhere. But I want to show this the legitimate, proper way, just because, I don't know, it's just who I am as a Let's Player at this point, apparently. I've gone ever so slightly Chugga Conroy. Well, anyway. We have a yellow thief, we have a red one. I'm sure you can sort of infer that the red one's going to be a bit trickier, which is why it makes so much sense to just try and kill it off before he even spawns. Because, like, once you kill the yellow, the red one will come down onto the track. You can dispose of it early, that's the wise thing to do, because that might happen. Just be aware, it is a thing you can do. There we go, and I charged into the egg as well. So, as you will have seen, depending on how you charge, you can goad the thieves into taking different routes. And that's basically entirely up to you. I don't like where this spawns you, because you start a little bit too close to the edge for my liking. You can, where you spawn, just immediately charge then jump, and you will make it, but I just like having a bit more of a run-up, personally. But yeah, look at how many different routes you could take through this gosh darn racecourse. And as you can see, the red guy's a bit faster, a bit harder. You are better off killing him before he has a chance to actually do anything, but I wanted to be completionist AF. I am healthy to a fault as a video content creator person. And once again, I suppose I should speed up, because this may take some doing. There we go, I did not think that would work. But there we go, we get Scout. And I did check offhand, and I believe the way the eggs are programmed in this area, I think if you kill the red thief first, you get the yellow thief's egg, and then the yellow thief gives you the red thief's egg. I think I could be wrong there, because I feel like that's not how the game is coded to work at all. Now, there is some way of doing a fancy charge jump to get onto that podium, but really you can just go from there. And it's worth a skill point anyway, so it is worth your time to do that whether you want to cheese the red guy or not. And also, I believe that, yeah, there's this here, and I think, wow, it helps if I actually start on the track. I believe these are the only gems in this area. I could be forced to, as I've taken on as a catchphrase, eat crow on that matter. So if we're missing any gems, we'll just know to come back here. And I believe in everything I've done, I've sort of shown off every possible permutation of route you can take through here, so I guess I'll just meet you back at the top of the stairs, because we must make an big Steppy once again, just to climb up the stairs to the place where we got the notch talisman. And we're back up here again. And as I was trying to allude earlier, the mission that's through here, people on the internet hate it. I don't remember having trouble with it, but now I'm nervous, because apparently it's hard.
Step right up, Spyro. Behind this door is the single greatest show on Earth. That's right, ice dancing. Season tickets are available, but you'll have to act fast.
You butt scrunch.
I always knew you were a cultured sort of dragon. Well, step right in. The show's about to start.
Now, I know at some point, and I don't remember if that's this instance, I feel like it is, but I'm not basing that on anything. There is one instance where if you say no to Moneybags, his sassy response is, "What are you saving your gems for? Another sequel?" Haha, how funny it is that that's accurate. You may recognize this music. Not from me personally, but it's a
My
thing.
big ice dance performance, and these hockey players are ruining it. Every time I start my routine, they come in and smack me with their sticks. Oh, I sure wish I had a partner. Someone courageous and strong and handsome and purple who breathes fire. Will you please help me perform my ice dance? These mean Rhineck hockey players keep hogging the ice, and all I want to do is dance. Thanks, let's go.
So people use this music for comedic purposes because the mission is infamously difficult. I hate escort missions and I hate protect the cake missions. That's kind of a Season of Flame reference, bizarrely. It doesn't help that you can't jump on the ice because that would help you get some starting momentum, but this really isn't difficult. It's a bit boring to watch if you just stand guard around her and react, but it doesn't help that she gets in the way of your fire. That is one thing that, like, the ice physics and there.
That's okay. It didn't hurt as much as it looked. Let's try again.
Sure thing, Bernadette. I will speed this up just because it can be tedious. Also, I kind of want to concentrate just because it's not hard, but still. See, that really isn't that difficult. I mean, it helps if you know the routine ahead of time, because you know where she's going to be and where they're going to come from, but still.
We did it. That was my best performance ever. I guess one of the judges didn't like it, though. He threw this egg at me instead of a rose. Why don't you have it?
Why, thanks. I don't want this shitty prize. You take it instead. I mean, lucky for you, I need it, but still. Okay, I did have a moment of paranoia there where I thought, hang on a minute, is there a second version of this? But no. Much like the Protect the Villagers mission in Skelos Badlands in the previous game, it is just memorizing what path to take and where they're going to come from next. Anyway, we're missing gems apparently, so I'm going to need to conduct a security sweep. Bear with. Ah, here we go. I had a feeling there would be stuff back here. So, yep, there's just this secret little passage that, honestly, I'd completely forgotten this existed, and yet I had a feeling, you know? In fact, this might actually be the... I think this is the way I was thinking of before, where, like, there was a way of getting up somewhere high and then gliding... Yeah, this is how you're supposed to glide to that pedestal, but, I mean, you could just do what I did, and it's a lot easier. Anyway, we are done in this here level, and because I cashed out earlier, you can watch me make another big Steppy to get back up to where we're... Like, this is all based on one meme image that I saw that was just of a cat, like, with one paw 90 degrees from the rest of its body, just preparing to walk. And also, I don't know if we're going to have a cutscene now, because we might have story. We appear to not have story. Well then. That was the absolute entirety of Icy Peak. I still have no plans going forward, so I don't know what the next episode will entail. It might be Sergeant Bird, it might be Spooky Swamp, it might even be Bamboo Terrace. You never know what's going on in this channel, because I never know what's going on with my life. I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode there will probably be stuff. See you then for that.